wearing their change kits for a home game today, but that might be because Jamaica, I think they had some trouble with getting their luggage over from their Florida training camp to Scotland today, so needs must. So we're just about set for the action here at Hampden Park. As we say, Jamaica and Scotland, one of 2 of 4 debutants who are making their bow at the World Cup, which starts next Friday with France against South Korea. Every single game live across the BBC. Jane Ross, wearing the number 13 for Scotland, gets us underway. Scotland in the pink, kicking from left to right. Jamaica in their traditional home shirts, home to make an impression. Scotland kick off against England a week on Sunday. It will be live on BBC in Nice. Here is Evans straight away down the line for Ross. It's well cleared up by Konya Plummer, the 21-year-old captain of Jamaica.
Yeah, sort of no-nonsense central defender is Plummer. She'll win a lot of the battles if the ball's played in the air, and just with the ball at her feet, just does things very simply.
Here's Caroline Weir for Scotland. She's played every single game under Shelley Kerr since the Scotland boss was appointed in August 2017. It's guided them to their first World Cup and hoping to make a better show of themselves than they did 2 years ago at the Euros when they were blighted by injuries.
I think now it's a settled back line. I feel like that's a good thing to have going to a tournament.
It's a good run down the far side by Doherty. Getting forward the left back. That's nice play. Here's Weir. Really good atmosphere in Hampden Park tonight to see these Scotland girls off. Here is Smith trying to get past Carter. It's cleared up by Denisha Blackwood for Jamaica. And here is Khadija Shaw. Attempted pass into the far side to Matthews, as well cut out. Here is Emsley of Manchester City.
See the Scotland front line taking up really high positions against the Jamaica back 4. Got a lot of width. You can see Nick Doherty really high and wide on that left-hand side.
It's a lovely pass and a lovely take by Lisa Evans. Here's Kirsty Smith. Again, good defending, good tracking back by the winger Trudy Carter. Weir. Space over the far side to Emsley. It's a big touch, even for her. It's cleared up by Alison Swaby.
Yeah, but just showing her pace, Emsley on that left-hand side, really quick.
Ross. Weir. A lot of possession early on for Scotland. Neatly done. The offside flag has just gone up on this near side.
Yeah, as you say, a lot of possession. I think that's going to be throughout the whole game. Shelley Kerr already given instructions onto the pitch, but it's a good start because Scotland have kept possession, they've moved the ball around well. I think it's a good thing that they have as many goal-scoring players in their starting team tonight. You know, if you take Cuthbert and Ross, Kim Little as well, Weir, they're all capable of scoring goals. So it does mean it's going to be difficult for Jamaica to try and deal with all those threats.
Jamaica in a tough group themselves with Italy. It's a good ball over to Shayna Matthews. She won't quite get there. It's going to be picked up by Lee Alexander. Italy, Brazil and Australia, the group that Jamaica find themselves in. Here is Smith. It's easily cut out. Here's Sweatman. That's well read by Weir. Evans up against Konya Plummer. Once again, does well. Weir. You see what she was trying to do there, didn't quite manage to slip it through to Jane Ross. Jamaica just struggling to get out of their half at the moment. Truly remarkable story that Jamaica managed to make it to their debut World Cup finals after winning the third place playoff at the CONCACAF qualifiers, winning a dramatic penalty shootout against Panama. Many of these Jamaican players are born in the USA, have Jamaican parents or grandparents who can play their football in Europe or in college in the United States, so to a decent level. Foul, a free kick to Scotland. A lot of space here.
I think they can be a little bit more patient when they get into those areas. Kim Little, Erin Cuthbert, just trying to play in the pockets and behind the front line, but trying that one pass too quick again there. Maybe just hold on to it a split second longer and make sure of the pass.
Emsley, Little, Evans, the space to make the cross. Here's Matthews of Washington Spirit. It's good play by Jamaica. Final ball wasn't quite there, and actually Trudy Carter was possibly the better option on this near side, the left.
Yeah, Robin, they've had a couple of chances on the counter-attack to release one of their front players and just haven't made the right decision. But you can see that they are capable when they win possession back, and then in that quick attack they can potentially catch Scotland out.
Sweatman plays her football in Hungary. Alison Swaby easily dealt with by Beattie. There's Khadija Shaw allowed to turn. She's a confident girl.
Yeah, there weren't too many options there for her, but I think she had to just be a bit more patient. Very good running with the ball and driving at defences, and I think that would have been the better option.
There's the Jamaica coach on the left, Hugh Menzies, who's been in charge since 2015. They've been disbanded during his time in charge. Funding withdrawn, side against Claire Emsley. He's only actually started being paid as a coach when he signed a contract earlier this year.
This was quite close. She looks onside to me. it's good for Scotland that they have that option, not just to try and find Erin Cuthbert, Kim Little in central areas, but they can also go direct to Lisa Evans and Emsley to use their pace in the flanks.
Space here, attempted pass straight into the arms of Alexander. I was going to say it wouldn't be used for offsides, but we will have VAR at the Women's World Cup this summer, so that should provide some fun and games, shouldn't it?
There's never any problems with VAR, is there? A team that aren't together all that much, you know, Jamaica are pretty organised. Put themselves back in numbers and then try and press just like this to win possession. It's good play.
It's Corsi with a bit of a loose pass. There's Trudy Carter, who's just come back from a quite serious knee injury. Good tracking back from Erin Cuthbert.
It is interesting to watch because the last game I saw them play against Panama, they pressed really, really high, and they obviously can't do that against Scotland, but they've shown that they can still win the ball back.
Shayna Matthews has done just that. It's a decent run, a very good challenge to put the ball out of play by Kim Little.
Yeah, she just stays with it, eventually manages to get it clear.
Throw was looking for short. Cuthbert will tidy up. But a good length of time together, Jamaica, in the last couple of weeks. They had a good send-off at the Kingston National Stadium where they beat Panama. They've had a week-long training camp in Florida. They beat a second-tier USA side in FC Surge.
Just feel Scotland trying to work it out, trying to see what the best option is to cut through that back line of Jamaica. I think maybe if they draw them out a little bit more, Scotland, then they'll have more space to then go and play. The fact that Jamaica are pretty organised when they're sitting back in there, it's going to make it difficult.
Lovely touch by Trudy Carter. Here is Blackwood. Deflected cross, just took the sting off it. They're growing in confidence, aren't they, Jamaica?
Yeah, Carter again showing one or two really good touches she did against Panama as well. Just a threat, not quite sure what she's going to do when she's in possession, which is difficult for defences. And with Khadija Shaw always lurking, menacing with her pace and strength, they have got a threat.
Since Scotland played an official friendly, but they did win their last one. Really impressive win against Brazil. 1-0 Kim Little strike. Really good build-up. Again, just trying to force the issue a little bit.
Yeah, Scotland getting a little bit frustrated. You can see Erin Cuthbert, she wants the ball into the pocket to get turned. I'm not feeling that she's getting the ball in those areas. I think she's definitely a player that Scotland need to get into possession.
Lovely play by Kim Little. He's allowed to advance. Lisa Evans wants it, she's got it. Oh, and Cuthbert just turned her back, not on the same wavelength, but promising from Scotland. She's just pulled that back for a little push by Smith on Carter.
Not much in it, but enough to give Jamaica the free kick.
It's not the usual free kick taker. It's Manu Sweatman, it's Plummer. It's not a bad delivery towards Matthews, who wins the header. Short. She was just about put off enough by a couple of Scotland players around her, but she is a real handful.
Yeah, but if she'd managed to stay on her feet, then I think she had an opportunity here. She does well, she gets sandwiched a little bit. Ball drops, but Alexander mopping up.
All chance here. Here's Khadija Shaw. Goal for Jamaica! And it's the danger woman that we've all picked out. A wonderful strike from Jamaica's talisman. And it's the Reggae Girls who lead at Hampden.
Well, I've seen her score a lot of goals now, and this is just the kind of thing that she does. Picks it up here, fakes to shoot with her right, turns inside on her left foot. It's pretty much straight down the middle, but it's got a lot of power in it. And this is what she's got. She's cute, good feet. I think maybe Leo thinks she could have done a little bit better, but with the pace on it and the fact that she's been isolated, it's almost like a 1v1 situation. And you know, a really good goal for Jamaica to score, but poor from a Scottish point of view.
And they respond straight away. Here is Emsley. It's going to be a Scotland corner.
You have to give Jamaica credit because they pressed again high. As I said, they did that against Panama in the last game, and I feel like they can cause teams problems if they're to do that.
Little's delivery. Corsi's up there. Only half cleared. Oh, deflected! And so close to an own goal. Corner kick to Scotland.
They just about managed to get it clear, not quite. Rear strikes. I don't know who it came off. I think it might have been Plummer. Didn't know much about it though. There's a chance.
Scotland just been spurred into life after conceding that goal. Emsley crowded out. Carter. Khadija Shaw is going to be a player in demand, 22 years old, a free agent after graduating from the University of Tennessee just a few weeks ago.
The thing is, she scores all sorts of goals. At that time it's with her left foot. Is just as strong on her right side, good in the air. Can also just, you know, pop up a yard or two out and get there first in front of the goalkeeper. She's also got pace and can go over the top. Great one-on-one with goalkeepers, so she's got a lot of talent, and it's always nice in a side to have someone like that at the spearhead of your team. And you know, certainly playing the way they're playing tonight, which is mainly sitting back in. They've got the space over the top to release her when they need to.
Trademark lung-busting runs, and the only way to stop one of them is to bring her down.
Well, that's the thing, you need to get Erin Cuthbert on the ball and running at the opposition. That's what she's best at. Very, very dangerous, doing it just outside the box. That's a wider area, so not quite so dangerous, but at least now the opportunity to send the ball in from the free kick.
Plenty of good targets for Scotland. In particular, Jen Beattie. Good flat delivery. It's a better one. It's actually Khadija Shaw getting back to defend. Strength by Emsley. Smith. Good movement from Evans. Smith trying to go for the return. That's well read by Plummer once again.
The issue as well for Scotland is in wide areas, if they're just going to put the ball in the box, then Jamaica are set up pretty well to deal with that. Very strong in the air.
Bit of a mix-up between defender and goalkeeper. Here is Emsley. That was always a hopeful cry for handball. This is from the Hampden Park crowd. That is Khadija Shaw's sixth goal in her last six official internationals as well. In fantastic form going into the World Cup finals. Smith and Evans trying to link up down the right hand side. There's the Scotland skipper, Rachel Corsie of Utah Royals. She's played her football in the USA for the last 5 years. Little. A lovely ball to Emsley. Past one. Here is Cuthbert. Couldn't quite work the opening. Weir. It was a wicked shot. Eventually cleared by Jamaica.
And we know that she can't hit them from any distance. Takes a little deflection, which makes it even more difficult for the goalkeeper.
Oh, that's a really good opportunity for Erin Cuthbert, just off target, and the flag is up as well.
As the ball comes across and on the volley, just didn't quite catch it. Comes off the front of her foot, sort of toe area, rather than just hooking around it and maybe going for that left-hand side. Just faded away, but a better spell for Scotland now. A good reaction to losing the goal. I think they know that they have to play at a slightly higher tempo in order to cut through Jamaica, and especially in the final third, make sure that the passes that they're making are actually either getting in behind them or getting in the pockets for Kim Little and Erin Cuthbert to get on the ball.
Kim Little nearly let in Khadija Shaw. She was disappointed with her touch. See from her reaction. Here is Weir. Little.
see Erin Clifford really frustrated. She's in that sort of left-hand pocket. She's had maybe 10-15 yards of space, which is, you know, a lot to give Erin. She still hasn't really managed to get on the ball, but she is now.
Great pass to Smith. Smith takes aim. A bad effort, a weaker foot. Easy take though for Schneider.
Yeah, she's unlucky, doesn't really catch it too well. I think a deflection again. I think when it initially comes to her though, she has to go quicker at Blackman and make sure that she can maybe just hook the ball round. Jane Ross was in a good area just to be that poacher, instinctive finisher that she is. Maybe if we can get the ball into her quicker, it may be successful.
Scotland just starting to find a bit more rhythm, but you've got to say, the organisation of Jamaica is very impressive indeed. You can see it looks like table football, doesn't it?
Yeah, they sit in as a back four, and then they've got two midfield players in front, and then that 3-1 that go and press when they get the opportunity.
Past Bonflazer, Plummer does just enough. Chantal Swaby, sure is fouled.
Yeah, Plummer just seems to be one of those defenders that always gets there, gets in the way somehow. Food for thought, Shelley Kerr. Well, certainly a test tonight. It's proven that way, and that's a good thing because they're going to be tested at the World Cup.
There's the big one, England against Scotland in Nice, a week on Sunday. We'll be there and also be broadcasting every single game live across the BBC. Really intriguing to see how Jamaica get on as well in a very tough group. Brazil, Australia and Italy. But they've shown, especially when you have a striker as clinical as Khadija Shaw, that they've given themselves a really good chance. He's going to go up here against Kim Little. Good idea. Welcome to Scotland. Not used to this, are they? It's not even that cold, is it? But although I suppose
there'll be a Scottish fan next to them with a T-shirt on, that's for sure.
Not in Kingston anymore. To our Arsenal teammate Kim Little, WSL title winners this season for the first time since 2012. Here is Evans. And Swaby just gets that away ahead of Jane Ross. Little. It's really good work. Good run. Just stops in her tracks. Chantal Swaby. well, those wide areas, aren't they, Jamaica?
Yeah, really quite comfortable, to be honest. Certainly in the 1v1 situations they've had, because they are, you know, physical side, they're strong, they're quick. I suppose one question mark over them would definitely be, can they handle 90 minutes at this pace and maybe not having the ball that much? I think the fitness levels will be different.
Smith, one promotion from the Women's Championship to the WSL with Manchester United. Here is Kim Little, straight at the keeper. Good stop.
That's the best bit of play yet. A really nice ball into Jane Ross from Smith, turned round the corner, great run, well timed from Kim Little. Just can't cut it across the goalkeeper enough to find the bottom corner, but certainly our best bit of play.
A couple of saves Sydney Schneider's had to make, Jamaican goalkeeper. That's a decent effort from distance, that's a very good effort! Erin Cuthbert! Goodness me! What a sensational equaliser!
Well, if Scotland are looking for inspiration, generally is one player that gives it, and that's Erin Cuthbert. Fantastic strike. Even to have a go at this, she's gone deep in the pocket, takes two touches, another one, then thinks, oh, why not? Cuts across the ball really well, and it finds the top corner. Schneider with no chance with that one. What a great strike, and hopefully a sign of things to come for the World Cup for a great young player.
Well, they backed off her, didn't they, which you shouldn't do with Erin Cuthbert, but my word. That is a special strike from a very special player. We've seen two very good individual goals this evening.
I mean, Scotland have been prodding away for like half an hour now, not really getting there. That one chance from Kim Little, but Erin's the type of player that just says, well, look, I tell you what, I'm going to have a go. I'll do it myself. Great strike, really nice goal.
Ross onside. Didn't really have too much support there. Might be retrieved here by Lisa Evans. It is. Here's Smith. And that has really got the Hampden Park crowd going. It's been a breakthrough season for Erin Cuthbert. Voted Chelsea Player of the Year and the goal of the Champions League tournament as well for a strike against Lyon. Emsley couldn't quite find Ross.
It's a good ball in, and just lacked a little bit of support at the edge of the box from Scotland. You can see what that goal's done to the team, just starting to stroke the ball about a bit more in midfield. I think they need to do that. They need to draw Jamaica towards them to then find the spaces.
There is the Scotland director of football, Malcolm Mackay, and the new Scotland men's coach, Steve Clarke, who said when he was unveiled that he wants his men's side to emulate the women's team and get to a major tournament for the first time in a very long time. Euro 2020 qualifiers will be his first task. A lovely sentiment from the new Scotland incumbent to mention Shelley Kerr's achievements.
Yeah, we wish him really well in his new post.
Smith. Evans just forced away from goal. Cuthbert. Free kick right on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, again, more like it. It's a better type of ball for Scotland. It plays more into the way that their style is and the players that they have, and getting Erin on the ball just outside the box. You know that she's just looking to get that yard or two so that she can find a shot, get a strike away, always looking to score.
Essay writing for Shelley Kerr. I'm sure she'll have a few things to say at half-time. It's a good opportunity this, although it's a tricky position, isn't it? Very close.
Well, we know that Rhea's got a great left foot. She can just whip this one low and find a space somewhere. It's going to be difficult for Schneider to deal with.
Scored at the Euros 2 years ago, Caroline Weir, an ultimately fruitless group stage campaign. Looks like she is the only candidate to take this free kick. It is Weir, and it's 2-1! Beautifully taken! And Scotland have turned it around at Hampden Park.
Another great goal, really well taken. Just from that distance, just got the feeling if she can get this on target, that for the goalkeeper, with a wall in front of her and other players too, it's going to be difficult for her to see it. She sees it a little bit late. She takes one step, Schneider, to her left, and that is the reason why she can't get across to her right to save that. But two fantastic strikes, and Scotland in the lead 2-1.
Just what the doctor ordered for Scotland and their fans, with 10 minutes to go until half-time.
Yeah, Robin, you can talk tactics and think about the way, and I'm sure that Shelley Kerr has, how you're going to play through this side, how we're going to open them up, how we're going to create chances against them, and then the two goals come from just two one-off sort of strikes, and that's the way football is sometimes.
It just shows the quality that the Scotland team has. And also the spirit, coming from a goal down, the disappointment of that. They shrugged that off, managed to get themselves a lead. Here is Carter for Jamaica. That's a very good ball, and not a bad effort whatsoever from Havana Solon. Good late run into the box, just couldn't find the target.
Yeah, it was well timed because she gave the initial ball wide to Carter and then arrives at the edge of the box. Just couldn't control it enough. A difficult one to take. Again, just seeing the threat from Jamaica. When you go back to, obviously, Scotland lose the first goal and they show character to come back into it now and get those two goals. But we did speak about it before the game, that when you've got players like Weir and Cuthbert in your side, then they give you goals. There's going to be a threat there, and that's proved to be the case so far.
Good little opening up for her. Evans. Run by Evans, picked up by Cuthbert. Emsley. It's towards Ross. Goalkeeper's dropped it. Defence has got her out of jail. It's given away cheaply to Jaden Matthews. Short hands control.
Just a little bit of slackness at the back from Scotland. BT that time, and again we see the threat going forward. If that pass had been better from Matthews to Shaw, it would be more dangerous. Certainly in this last 15-minute phase, Scotland have passed the ball better, and they've found better areas for the way that the players can affect the game. And obviously Weir, from where she was just outside the box on that great left foot that she's got, and Cuthbert again centrally in the pocket, driving at the defence. Can at times be a difficult job for Jane Ross up front. She has to kind of hold that central position and try and keep the two central defenders as close as she can get them, and that will allow more space around for the likes of Weir and Little and Cuthbert to get on the ball.
It's a decent first season, Jane Ross, with West Ham United, reached the FA Cup final. They ultimately lost to Manchester City at Wembley Stadium, with a huge loss after she was injured against England in their first group game at Euro 2017. A few other centre forwards, aren't there? Lana Cleland, but she's really an all-round player, isn't she, Jane Ross?
Yeah, and a player that's, you know, scoring at this level and has scored at this level, and you know, they're difficult to come by. We obviously do have other strikers, but they don't have the same experience of scoring goals. I think when we look back to the European Championships as well, you know, Erin Cuthbert wasn't in the same place. She's now a stick-on in the team and always looking to be a threat. Again, that's that pocket she's picking the ball up in. Really good play.
Here is Cuthbert. Now Little. Lovely interplay. It's going to be a corner kick to Scotland. Lisa Evans and Kim Little linking up beautifully there.
Yeah, good play, and again in that same sort of area, just in front of the back line of Jamaica. Little give and go pass, and again Lisa Evans tries to get the return. Good defending in the end.
Weir. Little. Weir shot, just the sting taken out of it. It's Lisa Evans, I beg your pardon.
Jamaica showed the first little bit of disorganisation in that corner. Scotland got out with two players, and Jamaica only sent one player out. It was a 2v1. Almost opened up for Scotland.
Cuthbert. Smith. Great ball over the top. Kim Little. Not a bad first touch, and actually she may have had a second chance. The keeper's fumble.
Well, again, it's a good run from Kim Little. She's tried that channel 3-4 times now in this first half, and she does latch onto it. Good goalkeeping. She read it very quickly. That's the beauty of having Caroline Weir maybe a little bit deeper in those areas, because she can spray the ball about, sees a pass very well.
Kim Little, another big miss from 2 years ago, an ACL injury. It's good movement from Jane Ross. Another corner kick.
There's no doubt that Scotland are in a much better place going into this tournament than they were last time round. Again, in that final game against Spain, they showed so much courage and determination to get the result. they're able to add 3 or 4 players to that, real quality ones as well.
Corner has worked short once again.
I think it's been a good first half because I didn't really expect Jamaica to take the lead in this game, you know, but they were organised and they did look a threat at times. I think that woke Scotland up a little bit, and the last part of this first half Scotland have been the better side.
Smith showing good pace in the face of Khadija Shaw. Touch from Blackwood, just took it on towards Jane Ross. Dispossessed. Little. Now Emsley. There's not too many options there. Jamaica bring it away. Alison Swaby. Here's Matthews. Brilliant burst of pace. Shaw is up with her. Very good cross. No one on the end of it.
Matthews must be very quick because Nicola Doherty's fast. She just goes right past her here, gains a couple of yards. She was just waiting for another player maybe to get there and support. It was good play, nice and direct.
It's the 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. Very entertaining first 45 minutes it's been as well. Plummer. Again, looking for Matthews, who will get there. Scotland just about clear their lines. Maybe they can catch Jamaica out in stoppage time. Lovely pass. Straight into the arms, though, of Sydney Schneider from Jane Ross. And that is the final action of a very entertaining first half at Hampden Park. Scotland turning it around after going behind to a Khadija Shaw goal. Brilliantly taken by Jamaica's talisman, but Erin Cuthbert's influence was too much for Jamaica, scoring an absolute screamer and then winning the free kick from which Caroline Weir scored. So all in all, a very good half for Scotland, but a lot to unpick as well for Shelley Kerr.
Yeah, it's great play. They win the ball and really harsh on Alexander there. Just what a strike that was from Shaw, but even better one from Erin Cuthbert. Again, a real danger for Scotland, and then Weir with a lovely left foot from a free kick just outside the box.
That's what they've done the past couple of games, with Schneider starting and Nicole McClure finishing the games. Still a real straight shootout between those two for the #1 spot at the World Cup. In fact, in their third place playoff game, Schneider started it in extra time. Right at the end of extra time, she was substituted off for Nicole McClure, who saved 2 penalties in the shootout. It's a really interesting tactical change that. It paid off, and we are underway in the second half. Just to confirm those Scotland changes: Sophie Howard, Christy Murray and Lizzie Arnott are on for Jen Beattie, Jane Ross and Claire Emsley. Number 12 for Jamaica, Sashana Campbell, also on at the break for the Reggae Girls. It's given away to Christy Murray. Decent season at Liverpool. Here's Weir, now Cuthbert.
I think we expected there to be changes in the second half for Scotland. Quite interesting though, the change to push Erin Cuthbert up top, because we think that may be the way to go when they're up against really tough opposition, because she holds the ball in particularly well. It was a great out ball, so it means that Shelley Kerr has been able to try out Jane Ross in the side with Erin in behind, and now with Erin Cuthbert up top, what may be a role for her in the World Cup.
It's a confirmation of Sashana Campbell coming on for Dominique Bond-Flazer. Looks like a straight swap at the right back position. Work that out from the back all by herself. Trudy Carter, away by Doherty. Sophie Howard. Playing the more traditional centre-back position. She actually played at right-back during that game against Brazil. Did a very good job indeed.
Yeah, she's a good player. Really handy to have around in the squad. If there's any injury to any of the back line, I'm sure she'd be the first to come in.
Hasn't played an awful lot last season, just 6 appearances in the Women's Super League for Reading. Konya Plummer has committed a foul. She was nearly caught out there by Erin Cuthbert.
Yeah, the first real mistake that she's made. Scotland need to be pressing a little bit higher at the beginning of this second half. Just trying to take the ball off her quickly, but what a mistake.
Here is Khadija Shaw. 2-2. No mistake. We all knew the outcome of that when she was put through one-on-one with the keeper. Another lovely finish. And she's made Scotland pay for a big, big error.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for Howard that she makes this mistake. It's a heavy touch, but it's pounced on by Shaw. It really is. And we've said she scores so many different types of goals, and this time it's a 1v1 with Lee Alexander, and she does this so well. She just waits till Lee Alexander gets to her feet. She's just going down enough and then dinks the ball over. So comfortable, so confident in front of goal, this striker. And Scotland have lost the ball on 2 or 3 occasions in those same areas. In the first half they did it, but got away with it. Unfortunately for Howard, she didn't get away with it and gave the ball to the worst possible person in terms of the Jamaican side.
Now Scotland must respond again, like they did in the first half. 2 goals for Khadija Shaw.
I think that's one thing that Shelley Kerr will look at on the video analysis after this game is, you know, if you're going to go into World Cup and you lose possession in that sort of defensive third, maybe even that midfield third at times, in a sloppy fashion when you're maybe high and wide because you've got possession, players are out of position, then it can cost you.
Good work by Lizianet, too close to keeping the clear.
There's absolutely no doubt that when you're playing against top sides, they'll capitalise on just stray passes and loose play like that.
For one moment though, did you think she was going to miss that?
No, definitely not. We did talk about it. She could score so many different types of goals because she has that physicality and pace. But she showed a great touch, delicacy in her finish. She knew what she was doing. She was drawing Lee Alexander closer towards her. She didn't panic. Very composed.
She's had to work through great personal trauma as well, Khadija Shaw. Left Jamaica to go to university in Tennessee and has lost 4 brothers, 3 to gang violence and 1 in a car accident. She considered quitting college, but her family encouraged her to stay on and realise her dream. I think it's only just beginning. I think those in Jamaica's group will sit up, if they haven't already, and take note.
Well, whenever you've got a striker that has Shaw's attributes, then you're going to be a threat, you know, and as long as you can supply her with the right sort of pass or allow your press to be good enough to win possession and then release her, when she's as composed as she's shown tonight in those areas, she'll score goals.
Murray does well. Little. Now Evans. Got there first. Crunching challenge. It's like she almost enjoyed that.
It would be really hard to take, wouldn't it, if at this stage you're looking forward towards first World Cup for Scotland if any sort of injury kept you out of it.
I don't think there's been any sign of that being in their minds, though. I think some have accused England in their last warm-up game of that being at the back of their minds, despite winning against Denmark. Bit of a flat performance. I don't think we can accuse Scotland of that, bar a couple of defensive errors. Erin Cuthbert surging past the defence and drawing another foul, and yes, a definite yellow card this time for Sweatman.
Yeah, she knew exactly what she was doing. And it was going to be dangerous for them because it was Erin Cuthbert on the ball. Clever play again from Erin, where she just gets ahead of Sweatman and makes her have to make that decision to bring her down. As positive as ever.
A chance in the set piece for Scotland. Weir. Away by Shaw. Here's Carter. Matthews was up ahead. Here's Blackwood. It's nicely played by Murray. Now Cuthbert. It's a good idea. Swept up by Alison Swaby.
Yeah, I thought Swaby read that really well.
Great ball to Arnott. Good defending from the substitute Campbell. Little. Cuthbert coming out wide. Evans. Chance for Scotland.
There's another attack. Great play again from Erin Cuthbert. They're picking up that wider position. He really likes to just stay in one place, and Evans should do better with a header. She's got to try and get down and across this one and get the ball going across McClure, but she's got too much on it. Difficult to pick up Erin Cuthbert when she's playing that sort of striking role, because she kind of plays a false nine at times. She drifts into wide areas, drops back into pockets, and difficult for a defence to deal with, because you're always worried about where is she.
Smith. Cuthbert once again. Evans. Weir. Smith. She's done well. Vital header by Campbell. Little made the run into the box.
Smith on the right hand side, always willing to get up and attack and send balls in.
Good challenge by Christy Murray. Not such a good one there from Solon. Wasted free kick from Scotland, and it is a record attendance for a women's game. They've absolutely smashed it. Previous one was just over 4,000, and as you can see, 18,555 fans at Hampden Park to see off the Scotland women national team as they head for their first ever World Cup.
That's really good news, and also effective, because in the World Cup the players are going to have to play in front of big crowds, and some of the Scottish players probably haven't played in front of a crowd this size, so it's also a positive.
Smith just stops in her tracks momentarily by Blackwood. Evans. Little. Yeah, that's a lovely ball. Erin Cuthbert. Really good defending. There's Alison Swaby with the block. Scotland really monopolising the possession now. So long. Now Matthews, Shaw. Clean tackle by Weir. Here's Lisa Evans. Knocks it on to Cuthbert. Arnott onside. Little trying to work the space. Blocked by Chantal Swaby. It's going to be a corner kick to Scotland.
Yeah, good possession, good passing. Finds Lizzie Arnott in the box, and then Kim Little just trying to find a yard. Good defending though.
Corner kick taken quickly and defended by Jamaica. A lovely cross. Sophie Howard was there. Well defended. Here's Shaw. Just crowded out. You can see she was trying to turn and find the run of Carter.
Yeah, they look like they're just tiring a little bit now, Jamaica. Certainly less players getting pushed forward, close to shot. She's a bit isolated now. This ball fizzed in by Erin Cuthbert. Great ball to just get in the end of. It was Howard that was closest, but again she shows how dangerous she can be both centrally and in wide positions. Sometimes Scotland lose their shape a little bit when Erin plays in the way that she is, where she's moving around, trying to just pull Jamaican players into different areas. But since Scotland have had the majority of possession in the second half, it is working to an extent, and they have created one or two chances. Jamaica look like they are going to freshen things up, and I think it's probably just about time.
Substitutions getting ready to enter the field of play for Jamaica. Doherty. Murray. She's looked lively since coming on at half-time. A mistake at the back. It's Trudy Carter who went for goal. Chantal Swaby is off for Jamaica, replaced by Chenlu Asher, plays her football in Norway. Steinbeck. And here is another player with plenty of potential, and one that I know a lot of people who follow Jamaica closely are very excited about. Trainer Matthews had a very good game, is off for the 17-year-old Jodie Brown. Scored 6 in 6 in qualifying, including a hat-trick against Cuba, and she was named Best Young Player at the CONCACAF tournament. She's not quite as far along in her development as Khadija Shaw, but I know one that Jamaica have very high hopes for. Little, well challenged by Asher. She felt she deserved the foul. good run. Crossing the end of it on the stretch from Lisa Evans. Did trouble McClure.
Every little flick here again from Erin Cuthbert, just to open things up. And everything seems to go through her that causes a problem for the opposition.
Shaw eventually wins the free kick. And a couple of nibbles at her, didn't they, Scotland?
It's certainly difficult to dispossess. So strong. It's unusual to have a striker like that has that height factor, but also strength and pace. Lots of people in the stand, famous ones.
Judy Murray, I'm sure will be supporting the Scotland women's national team. This is slightly worrying for Jamaica. Khadija Shaw stayed down, needs treatment.
I think she'll be okay. Just a sore one, maybe on the shin. That magic spray in. Just go back up again, I think.
Would there be a case for taking her off and protecting her?
Yes. I would say 100%. If she's gone down like she is now, I think she will just come off. She's far too important to this side. Rachel Corso got the initial little knock. Christy Murray came in again just after that. But anything like that, you see a player, top player, well, probably their best player, their most dangerous player, you've just got to take her off and hope that she recovers quickly. I think it is just a knock. I don't think it's a twist. She's certainly going to worry him a bit.
No doubt about that. Hugh Menzies, Jamaican coach. This would be the last thing he needs. Fingers crossed, she's going to be okay. We want to see the world's best players at the World Cup. She is heading that direction. Sweatman with the free kick. Doherty. Picked up by Asher. Murray. Lovely ball to find Kim Little. Likewise to Lisa Evans. That looked like a handball. I think the referee is actually going to give a corner kick. It looked like she was going to give the penalty.
The Scotland players certainly reacted very quickly to this. Blackwood getting herself in the way. Miss Evans does very, very well. Positive. Tries to get to the byline, and yeah, it's Blackwood's left arm that goes up for me. It's got to be a pen.
Oh, Howard's header! Scotland back in the lead! A terrific header from Sophie Howard, and what a moment for her! The first ever goal for the Scotland women's national team, and they're back in front.
I'm so pleased for her. She made the mistake for Jamaica's second goal, and then you don't want that on your shoulders going into a World Cup, and now she turns it all positive. She could have got the winner here. Still a long time to go, but she gets up really well. Nobody really around her, totally unmarked, and just directs the header back across the goalkeeper, McClure. I'm delighted for her.
It's a really good header. And Khadija Shaw, I think, has been withdrawn. Kayla McCoy on in her place. Here is Arnott. Scotland want more.
I don't know if McCoy was actually on the park for that goal being scored, and maybe that's why Howard had as much room as she did in the box. So Scotland taking full advantage, and that's a good thing. You need to do that. You need to make sure that when you have those situations, you capitalise.
All smiles on the Scotland bench after that goal went in. She just will not give anything up. She's won another corner kick for Scotland. That's a really good point you make, because actually Khadija Shaw was a big part in defending corners. It's another quick one. Here's Cuthbert. Weir, really nicely played. Cuthbert on the stretch. It was Arnott who took the strike. Here's Murray. He's just trying to dink that back in for a runner.
Obviously Scotland would want to win this game. They want to have that continued confidence in the side going into the World Cup. But I think for me, one of the biggest things about it is the resilience that they show. You know, they go ahead, go back, go ahead, and they keep doing this at this level. And I think the players are tight. They make sure that they work hard for each other. They don't give up. They make sure that they do all the right things, and they have belief that they will keep creating chances. I think that's one of the biggest things that they can take out of this game in particular.
She's given it away to Arnott, and now Weir to Corsi. Cuthbert's lovely give and go. It's well read. Konya Plummer. Wilson Swaby. It's Carter.
A little bit of ice on the ankle. I really hope that she's going to be okay, so I'd love to see her play in the World Cup and see what she can do.
Careful with that. I thought Fred then is sat on it.
She doesn't look overly concerned, does she?
Here is Arnott. It's another good cross, well taken by McClure. She plays her football in Northern Ireland, the Jamaican goalkeeper. Well travelled. She's played in Norway, Croatia, Israel, to name a few. It's a promising move for Jamaica. Flag is up though.
Alexander doing well, getting off the line very quickly. It's a good line held by the Scottish back line, and just gets away with it. There's a yard or two offside, but as I say, well swept up by Lee Alexander.
is Howard's goal that has put Scotland back into the lead. Really good header, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of cushioned. It's not really been headed with any sort of venom. It's just been cushioned back across the goalkeeper.
Little. Cuthbert. Smith. Promising from Scotland. Evans forced away though. There's Christy Murray. Smith. Again, Blackwood clears up. And as far as Corsie. Weir. Here's Little, back to Weir. And now Arnott. Well, that would have been some goal.
Yeah, it was really good football. 1 and 2 touch, and it released Lizzie Arnott, but she couldn't find the connection with that right foot.
There's Jodie Brown. Oh, it's easily dispossessed, the youngster. Careless pass from Rachel Corsie to Carter, Solon. Swaby plays in Serie A with Roma. Solon. Asher. Sweatman. It's a mistake by Smith. Here is Carter. Goal kick.
Yeah, she makes the initial mistake. She'll be frustrated, but the one thing she has got is good pace, and she can recover and did that really well. Good little give and go football from Scotland. 1 and 2 touch, and that's the chance for Lizzie Arnott. Back post.
2 goals so far for Scotland. Lizzie Arnott, both in the Algarve Cup recently. Scotland did very well, winning 2 of their 3 games in that tournament to come 5th. Couple of further substitutions for Scotland coming up. Here's Blackwood. Tracking back from Weir. Christy Murray. Arnott. Up against Shelley Kerr.
I think that might be the one worry for Jamaica going into the World Cup, is not having a striker to replace Khadija Short. Don't seem to have a plan B if that happens. Whereas I think Scotland are now in a better position in those terms than they were at European Championships to make changes and still be able to change things to be dangerous and as strong a side. Of course, that's the difference between the better nations in the world, is the strength and depth.
big job for Hugh Menzies to dig a little deeper and find those that qualify for Jamaica. It's not been an easy job for him, and he's taken it upon himself to find his players clubs and colleges to go to as well.
Well, looking at this, he's done a fantastic job. He really has. Because they've impressed me.
It was little. Aaron Cuthbert. It's a good block. Still not cleared. Evans. Didn't notice that Cuthbert had made the run in behind it.
Great ball out there from Christy Murray, but Christy Smith just couldn't control it. Come the changes.
Lana Cleland and Hayley Lauder coming on for Scotland. Erin Cuthbert. You see the reception she's getting.
And well deserved.
And Nicola Doherty, the other player to be removed. Lana Cleland, who spent the last few seasons in Syria, the latest one with Fiorentina.
I think in the second half you are seeing these changes that can be made by Shelley Kerr for the World Cup. Hayley Lauder going back in at left back. She's played there a number of times for Scotland. Obviously options up front as well from Lana. So I think there's definitely a lot more to play with in terms of making these changes. And it's been good, I think, tonight to get the players on the park and get them a little bit of game time before heading off to France.
There's the sub for Jamaica. Trudy Carter has come off. 10 minutes to go. And the player on is Tiffany Cameron, who's actually been capped at senior level by Canada. 6 friendlies. Because they were friendly, she was allowed to change allegiance to Jamaica. Just incidentally, Hayley Lauder, this is cap number 99 for her. So I wonder if she's going to get that century against England. We'll have to wait and see, but you'll be able to see it on the BBC a week on Sunday in Nice. We can't wait. Great turn by Arnott.
Jamaican player for a second there.
That's a decent looking ball. Goes to the far side and Cameron. Now here's McCoy. Difficult angle. First effort on goal for a long time from a Jamaican perspective.
Yeah, Lee Alexander doing well, just covering her front post. It's a good little attack. Difficult angle to give Alexander a problem from. Looks like she's picked up a little knock.
It's another forward for Jamaica with a knock. Kaylee McCoy plays for the Houston Dash, the National Women's Soccer League. Only one appearance so far. The league does carry on throughout the World Cup in America, so a lot of them are bereft of some of their key players. And there is Khadija Shaw being treated like the calibre of player that she is. Kayla McCoy came on for Khadija Shaw, so not good news.
No, definitely not. I don't think they have that many options. Anyway, as a striker, traditional number 9 through the middle, Khadija Shaw is obviously the standout, but with the two that have played there, both taking knocks in the final game before you go to a World Cup for the first time. It's not ideal.
It's a penny for that man's thoughts, Hugh Menzies. Sure we'll wrap them in cotton wool. Just hope it's not too late. There's Lauder. Murray. Arnott. She's done well down the wing. The end product quite there on this occasion. Kayla McCoy looks in a little bit of distress. Solo. Blackwood. It's a bit of a lucky ricochet. She'll take it. It's Cleland.
Certainly a lot of positives to be taken out of this game tonight. And some good football played. They've tried various ways of opening up Jamaica. Just at that sort of end quarter of the first half, really got to grips with things, particularly through Erin Cuthbert. And then in the second half, changed things up a little bit, made the changes and still looked dangerous. I think that the only negative would be the loss of possession and areas, defensive areas that could hurt you against really top-class opposition. And I think that's one area that will be worked on, will be talked about, and they'll hopefully put that right before arriving in the first game of the World Cup.
Coursey. Cleland. He's got a bit of a tap on the ankles for Alison Swaby. She missed the last 5 internationals, Cleland, with injury. Murray, lovely pass. So nearly slipping it through to Evans.
Yeah, she's looked really bright in the second half, Christy Murray. Playing really well. Looks hungry for game time. It's a nice position for a coach to be in when players come on and give you that reaction that they really want the shirt, want to start games.
It's Weir. Little. Cleland was offside. But another really positive build-up move from Scotland.
I think you can see where Scotland are a real threat. It's in this area of the park. Maybe a 30 by 30 square just outside the opposition penalty box where they've got players like Little and Cuthbert. Even Lisa Evans drops in there at times. Caroline Weir. They have players that can be really effective in those tight areas. Christy Murray, as we've talked about, coming on.
There is Arnott. Just over the head of Cleland.
Of course, as well as having those players in those sort of tight areas and pockets of the pitch, they've also got good width and pace in wide areas. Good combination to have in terms of creating a difficulty for the opposition that you're playing against.
But how do you approach that first game against England?
I think you have to be pretty conservative and give them the respect that they deserve, but I think you've also got to have a threat yourself and be able to keep possession for long periods. You can't just be continually chasing the game out of possession. And I do feel that Scotland are in a position now where they can, for long spells in that game, keep possession, and I also feel that they've got players that can worry England. Yeah, it's going to be a tough match for Shelley Kerr, but you know, I think certainly in a much better position this time round than Scotland were in the European Championships.
It's almost unfortunate, isn't it, that they were drawn in the same group, and again the opening game for Scotland is against England, but because that really set them back, didn't it? That opening game, such a heavy defeat.
Yeah, it does so much to the confidence. You know, it really knocks the confidence out of players when you lose so heavily in the first game in a major tournament. But I still feel that the players showed resilience and came back from that and turned what was a negative into a positive final match. And I think if you consider the fact that they're certainly squad-wise in a much better position this time round, I think they'll feel far more confident going into that game against England than could have been the case. That said, England have got some great players and so many options going forward, and you know that if it clicks on the night for them, then they're going to be dangerous.
Here's Little. Another intelligent run from the midfielder. Lauder. Arnott. Intelligent ball towards Clement. Into stoppage time at Hampden Park. I think he'll be fairly pleased as well, the Jamaica coach Hugh Menzies.
Yeah, I do. I think they've done really well, and certainly in that sort of period where they were scoring goals and looked dangerous on the counter attack. I think that will give them encouragement, because they'll have to play that way in the World Cup when they do play on the break.
Team couldn't really have asked for a better send-off at Hampden Park. A record crowd to watch the women's team in Scotland, and they've put on a show as well. Very entertaining game. Let's hope they continue to do that in France.
Also a case of trying to return the favour to the fans for turning out to make sure they won this game and have a positive send-off, and that's definitely been the case. Showed again resilience and scored some good goals against opposition that I think have been a real test. I think all in all, a really good night for Scotland, and we wish them all the very best when we get to the World Cup.
Cleland isolated up against Blackwood. I think despite conceding the 3 goals actually from a Jamaica point of view, in open play at least, their defence has looked pretty solid.
Yeah, I think they have been solid. Shreby and Plummer in there have shown that they can defend, that they are organised, communicate well, and then in midfield they've got again solidity just in front with 2 players who tend to sit, and then after that it's a case of the 4 players that are ahead of them can go and break and try and open up the opposition. When Khadija Shaw's in the team, then she's obviously the target. Get the ball to her and you'll be dangerous.
There is the final whistle, a fitting send-off for Shelley Kerr and for Hugh Menzies, 2 debutants who will, fingers crossed, light up the World Cup when they travel to France in just a few days' time to kick off their campaigns. Really entertaining 90 minutes at Hampden Park. And Scotland, having been pegged back twice in this game, when 1-0 down, when they were leading 2-1, it went to 2-2. Both goals for Jamaica from Khadija Shaw. Erin Cuthbert, really the catalyst for the Scotland comeback. It's been a good night's work. I'm sure all those high up in the Scottish game will wish them well as they make their final preparations for the big day. England against France a week on Sunday.